Hello, welcome to the 3-block tutorial slash walkthrough. This is probably the first 3-block tutorial video, and it is my first ever scripted or semi-scripted video. What I'm going off of is the hypercubing.xyz, or the 3-block section that describes everything that I'm going to go over, and maybe a little more that's written out, whereas I'm going to go through and actually do it. So a little about what 3-block even is. It's a method to solve this 3 to the 4, which is 4-dimensional Rubik's Cube. Some important prerequisites that you will need. I will expect you to have some knowledge to begin with. Some of those being how to use the 3 to the 4, the idea of RKT, how to block build. Really any chunk of pieces can be considered a block. So here's a block. Having some level of intuition on this puzzle to be able to form blocks like that yourself. There are two main kinds of 3-block. They are triplets or pairs. And I already have some piece filters set up, which you can find those piece filters on the wiki. The first step is this cross, which isn't the full cross. Then you work on making this ring here, which is considered the middle block. I call it the ring, but it's also referred to the middle block, which is the first block. Then there's this other block over here. This orange one is the left block, which will be the second block that you build. Then you have this red side over here, which will be your third block, your right block. Then you'll end up with OLL and PLL. Obviously, the first step is the cross. As I mentioned a little bit before, you're only working with this section of the cross, as opposed to doing all 6 of these. Instead of you only do 4 of them. You will solve just these 4 next to the pink center, put them next to their center. And then the next step, which will be this middle block here. You'll start working with these blocks that you'll have to make. This highlighted block here is one that you'll have to make, one of the first ones you'll have to make. It'll be your job to form them and then insert them, and do the same with this block here and these blocks up here. Then that's the first block complete. We'll start on the second block, put in the cross piece. Then you will do these 2 blocks and insert them here. And then this next step is where we'll up this piece, which will be a little bit harder if you're doing triplets, because you'll have to form 3 pieces together as opposed to just 2. If you want to just keep doing the 2 like you've been doing the rest of the solve, that's where you would be doing pairs. Then you can insert your block that you made, and now I've got another block here. It's partially formed, but I can finish it correctly, and then I can pair up the 2, very similar to F2L on a 3 to the 3, but now bigger, and insert the 2 together, and then work on this next triplet, insert that one, work on this one. You pair them and insert them. We'll have completed this second block here, and move on to the third block, which is the red over here. You'll then work on these blocks to then put into there, block up these pieces to then make this block to put there, insert it there, so you can then work on making this triplet to an add as well. But then you can pair that one and insert it. Then do the same for these. You've gotten your first 2 layers completed using the 3-block method, and then you can do your favorite last layer methods. They are not really 3-block specific.